What's up, man? We back at it again with the Workman podcast. Got your boy Elgin Woodside right here. What's up, brother?
What it do, my boy? How you doing, dog?
Yep, got my boy Christian Marshall, my co-host in here, man. Let's get it. We in the Workman network, man. We building a whole network on there.
Oh yeah, I see how we switched it up from the Workman podcast to the Workman Network. I mean, we expanded. We ain't just going trying to do it with a podcast. We're trying to go global. You
Exactly.
did. So
Like, it's just the whole vision, like, of what we producing right now. It's like it's bigger than just us podcasting. You feel me? Like we really connecting with people around the world. Like you see, we've been doing the interviews, and we're gonna have more and more of them coming in. And, just building that network. It's not just the Workman podcast. So we just wanted the name to kind of exemplify that. You feel me? So as you know, the Workman Network. We provide y'all with self-improvement and wealth building, tools and strategies that way we can, take advantage of this new world that we living in right now. Because right now it seems like the power is really shifting towards people with, skill sets and the mindset, to actually take advantage of the opportunities that we have right now today. So that's what we're working on developing right now. So yeah, man, what we got for them today?
man, honestly, I think today is like it's real simple. Like it's something that a lot of people take for granted, I think. Um, and it's something that we take for granted. It's very simple, but it can take us a real long way. And I think that's just was really two things. It's try to pretty much going into your flow state, right? Kind of talked about that in previous episodes, like what exactly a flow state is, and that's just really that state of being that you're in, where you feel like nothing else in the world matters, nothing else outside of what you're doing right now matters, and everything that we do in life, if we're following our passion or whatever we do on a daily basis, at some point we should be able to go. We should be able to go into that flow state with whatever we're doing, right? We should be able to, um, whether it's our job or that business that you're working on, um, be able to just flow like water. They say Bruce Lee, flow like water. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what's coming your way, whether it be an obstacle or anything like that, you can, you'll still be in that state of flow, right? You'll still be able to just manufacture and execute on whatever it is that you're doing because you're not worried about anything else outside. So that's what really being in the flow state is. But in order to get to that, there's some things that you have to realize before actually getting to the flow state, like how to get to that flow state. You have to just be, the main thing, which is the second part of everything. The main thing is just being grateful, right? Like once you're grateful for every little thing that you have going on in your life, that's when you'll start getting the extra keys, right? That's like the first key, but you'll start getting these extra keys to like going into that flow state that you need to go into to be able to manufacture and produce the life that you want, you know?
Definitely agree because like I feel like you have to be grateful in order to be at peace because peace is just being not content but being, you know, I guess like set not it's not content but it's not satisfied but it's like accepting everything as it is.
Right.
Not trying to force anything. It's like this is where I am right now and I do appreciate, what I have in this moment. I'm always striving to be better and grow. But at the same time, it's like in this very moment, I'm still happy, with the progress that I have made and, my intentions moving forward. And I feel like that's the only way that you can get to the flow state is if you first have gratitude and you have peace in your heart. You feel me? Because
Exactly.
you can't be angry and grateful at the same time. Some people be like, yeah, like I'm so grateful for this, but like you can't be grateful and then have a but in it. You feel me?
Yeah, you can't do that. Because like it's almost like you hitting them with some polish. It's almost like you canceling your wish out almost. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm grateful for this, but if this could be better, I'd be fine. So it's like, okay, then what you're saying, are you really grateful then if you still worrying about whatever else going on? You know what I'm saying? So honestly, bro, like I think that's where it all starts with for real. Like the success that people want to see, the happiness that they want to see, it all starts with gratitude, but it also starts with being grateful every single day. That's a choice that you have to make. You know what I'm saying? Especially with everything going on in the world right now. Um, gas prices going up.
Boy.
You know, dog, it
I
is
know it's hitting y'all
ridiculous.
crazy out there too. Probably
Dude, gas was already high.
what is
Gas is
that out
already.
there?
I've seen some places get as high as like it's about $6. It's
$6?
about as close to about six. Right where I live at, it's a little under $6, maybe like 5.45, 5.50. Sometimes you make five, depending
Yo,
on what type of gas.
yeah,
That's unleaded, right? That's regular
that's
gas.
regular.
And that's where I stay at, which ain't even like up towards that popular area, like towards like Hollywood, Beverly Hills, all that. And every time I
Oh
go
yeah,
up
that's
there,
probably like
it's,
7.
it's at least close, probably like 6.50, like another whole dollar extra, probably. Yeah, dog, it's ridiculous, bro. So there's a lot of things going on. You got the whole thing with Russia, Ukraine going on, and we are already in a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of different things going on. So it's a lot to be grateful for. Like, and I saw some of the videos and things like that of just some of the videos, like they had whole tanks moving in and whole tanks going into their territory and everything like that. And I was like, bro, like that. I was like, bro, that could be me. Like that
Could
somebody
be
could
like,
be invading.
bro,
Somebody,
who said that they can't bring a war over here? Like, how come it's almost like unrealistic for us to think that we could have a war over here, like on our land,
right?
because it's always somewhere else, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ever actually had a war, like an external war, like in our land. We always brought it, like even during the World War II, most of it was done in Europe. So
Right, exactly.
you never really felt that effect that it has.
Yeah, the only thing I think the only time we really had that something similar to that was like the Civil War, and because
Right.
that was amongst
That was
the
internal.
states,
Yeah.
that was internal, that was real, that was always some stupid stuff. So it was like, um,
So we kind of detach ourselves from it. So like it's hard for us to put it in perspective and be grateful for what we do have and like the advantages that we been able to, and like the luxuries we've been able to have, because like we don't even really see that as like a possibility. We like, oh, that's them over there, like that's what they do. Like,
right.
well, like this can literally happen over here. Like
Like every other countries have the full capability to come up over here and start a war if they really want to.
right.
Yeah, if they really want to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't just seclude yourself and that, exempt yourself just because you feel that's an entitlement feeling, right? Sometimes we feel like we're entitled to live a certain lifestyle, or like, yeah, this is supposed to be happening to me. Like, no, it doesn't have to happen to you. Like that could literally be taken from you tomorrow if you wanted to.
Damn,
Like,
that's a good point,
you
bro.
know what I'm saying?
That's a good
Like people with all this money, I'm talking about, like people, I feel like some people don't realize the situations that they're in. Like and I had to take into account my own situation. I graduated school. I'm like during the whole pandemic, I've had a job, right? A good paying job. I've been able to pay my bills on time, been able to put food on my table, I've been able to put gas in my car every day, no matter, even though it is pricey out here, I've still been able to put gas in my car. I've been able to fix my car if anything ever happened. I've been able to travel to go back home if I need to, or whenever during the holidays and stuff like that. But I feel like that's the type of stuff that we take for granted because, there's some people out here living like literally, especially in the population in Los Angeles, bro. There's so many homeless communities, right? That they're not living in an apartment. They're not living under a roof. They are basically manufacturing their homes out of whatever they can and living however they can. And it's like it's stressful. It's a struggle out here if you don't have the capital or the income you need to actually maintain a certain lifestyle. So really taking that into consideration, I always think about that type of stuff, right? Like and I don't ever want to say that there's always somebody doing worse than you, because I don't want to put that energy out there. It's more so, okay, I'm grateful for what I have, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to
You
say I'm
don't
grateful
never,
for
it
what I
don't
have.
have to be, yeah, like that phrase kind of rubs me the wrong way, because like it don't have to be you comparing your situation to somebody that's doing
Yes.
worse for you to be grateful for what you have. Like just be grateful for what you have off the strength. You feel
Right.
like it don't have to come to somebody's detriment for you to be like, okay, at least I'm not that guy. Like, nah, like that's not the way to
Right.
go about being grateful. Because
Right.
honestly, you're really condemning somebody when they might be happier than you. You feel me? You never know.
Exactly.
They have less, but they might have more in their heart. You feel me?
Exactly.
There's some people who don't have as much as other people, and they're way happier. You feel me? Just because they are like in complete, peace with what they have in their life, like with the relationships that they might have. They might have a better relationship, with their partner than somebody who's got a whole bunch of money and like now you miserable, depressed. They having a fantastic.
That's a fantastic life, a fantastic time, bro. And that's why I like to go back home because being in New Orleans, bro, it's like I understand. Like sometimes I go back, and especially when I go like to my grandma's house, all these places like in the East, especially like I'm like, bro, like I really came from here. Like this, the trenches, bro. Like these are the trenches,
Right.
you
It's
know.
the trenches they've been talking about.
And it's not like I'm focused on, saying, oh yeah, it could be worse. Like nah, I'm grateful because of where I started at and then where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was going through school, I'm like, I'm on a scholarship. My school is basically paid for. I'm grateful for the situation I'm in. You feel me? And I love this game enough to play this game and be able to play this game at the level that I'm playing it at. You feel me? And I'm gonna keep playing until I can't play no more. And use it as a vehicle to get to where I want to be. But I know I'm always gonna be grateful, be satisfied, and what I've done, even when it came to baseball. I feel like even though in that sense, right, we don't even have grateful in those spaces when it comes to being athletes too, right? We don't think about like, bro, you could have capped out at high school, you could have capped out at middle school, but like you was blessed enough to be able to get a scholarship to go play to get your school paid for to go play at a D1, whether it be D1, D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO. You got some money. Somebody found enough value in you to give you some money to come play for a university for you to get your education. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you only winning because you're getting your school paid for, one, and then two, you getting a degree up out of it. You feel me? So as long as you keep that mindset and be grateful where you at, because honestly, there was some days we was right there. We were both right there. You feel me? Together in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? At school when we were playing ball. And it was hard, bro. I got some days where I was just like, bro, what am I doing this for? Like getting an engineering degree too on top of that. Like, what am I doing this for, bro? Like,
you kind of lose sight of like what's going on because you're so deep in it.
Right.
You kind of like, dang, like what, like where am I even going at this moment?
Exactly.
So like, nah, I kind of want you to kind of go into because you hit on something like whenever you went back home, like your perspective, it wasn't like, like it wasn't you looking at your past situation as like, man, like I'm glad I made it out here. It's just like you was glad that you were able to, take yourself to the next level. You wasn't looking down on where you came from because that's still your home. You went back and you still love it, but it's like you overcame it and you still progressing. And I just want you to kind of hit on like the mindset that it took to kind of, hit that next stage in your life. And it's like, you appreciating where you came from, but like still having enough, drive to still, progress and get better and better. Like I want you to kind of talk about that.
Bro, when it comes down to that, bro, I really always like it's like when I go home, I'm reminded of my why. Like why I got up out of there in the first place. Why I chose to go to school 5-6 hours away. Why even though the offer that I got, like even though that was the only job offer I got coming out of school, I could have said no because I felt like it was too far away, right? But I took it upon myself to go ahead and do it because I said somebody got to do it, right? Somebody got to put themselves in the position to do that, right? So a part of that mindset is just remembering why I'm moving the way I'm moving, right? Why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for my mother, who sacrificed a lot, who's done a lot for me and my little sisters, right? I'm doing it for my little sisters so that one day they can look up to me or look at me and say, yeah, my big brother went from here to here. You know what I'm saying? And he's been a role model, an example throughout the whole process, right? Throughout his whole process of just reaching that success that he wants to get to. And even for my other cousins who may be struggling right now, like I get calls from other people within my family, it's like we chop it up and I provide that motivation. Like I've had people literally tell me like, bro, you inspire me, like you motivate me. You see what I'm saying? And we from the same place. You feel me? So that really gives me that when I take all that and put it into a bottle, like and put it into like this little ball, I always hold that ball with me, you feel me? And just carry it with me. You know what I'm saying? Cause that is That's the main part, right? It's just the why. And then once you like know why you're doing something, and it's mind blowing, right? When you go from where you were at to like you start in one place where it just seems like nothing was going right. I'm talking about you didn't know what the outcome or result of your life was going to be for real. Because you never really know where you're going to end up at. Even with all the efforts that you do put in, you never really know where you're going to be at. But then to really make it from one place and be in a place in the city where people dream of only going and visiting and actually living here and being able to live here comfortably, it's like, okay, I made it here. I'm here and I'm looking back at home and I'm just like, I'm just grateful because everybody don't get this opportunity. So now you have to go from the why and realizing where you were to where you're at now, right? And so that way, when you realize where you at now, when you go back and look at where you at, you can see exactly, what to actually be grateful for. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like it sounds like whenever you were in the situation, you had to first be grateful for what you had access to in the first place to even have the opportunity to have another route. Like right. You took full advantage of everything that you had, like school, baseball, like you maximized that to open up the opportunity for you to, get to the next stage. And then when you come back, it's like, dang, like this place really molded me into the person that I am. So how can I ever look at it as if it's not a part of me? Like that's a part of you for life.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like you forever grateful for that. And I think a lot of times, people might look at their past and be like, damn near ungrateful for the things that they had. You feel me? Even if it was, you only had this small amount of opportunity, but if you would have maximized that, now you could keep growing that into infinite opportunities. But it has to stem from you being grateful for that first little seed that you had first before you can have the whole forward. You feel me?
Exactly. And then a lot of times, I feel like when people get to that level of success, they want to like shun it and forget about that side, like all that, and like especially when you're talking about a place like the big cities like New York, LA, anywhere. If you from one place and you move from one place to another place where really nobody knows you like that, people think that they can like just magically re-image themselves to be this brand new person. When it's like, nah, bro, you still have that rooted in you. Wherever you came from, you brought that with you, whether you want to or not. That's still a part of your story. And that's still a part of who you are on your path. You know what I'm saying? So you can't never forget that. But can you evolve and change from that? Yes, you can. But you can't never forget that because that's who you are at the beginning of the day. And that's a part of your story. And as soon as you forget one part of your story, it's like almost like you're telling a lie. You feel me?
So do you feel like people can move, like say if somebody, came from, like the trenches or something like that and they, became like a millionaire, multi-millionaire. Do you feel like somebody can still be at peace with themselves and disconnect from their past like that? Or like, do you feel like it's always going to be like a void there? Like, do you feel like that's something that, because it seems like people do it all the time.
Mm-hmm. And like disconnect?
They seem like and they seem like they cool and they happy. But I don't know, like deep down inside, like, do you feel like that's even a possibility that you could be at peace with yourself?
Bro, that's something I actually think about. Like, if I get to this point where I'm reaching for and striving for, how am I going to feel like at that point, being at that stage, right? I always think about that because that's something that you're striving for, but you got to think about what comes with that too. Mm-hmm. You got to think about what comes with it. And because you never know what type of, money bring problems, bro. You know what I'm saying? It does. The more money you have, the more problems going to come. Sometimes they're good problems, sometimes they're bad. Sometimes they come from your own family. You feel me? And you might even have people that you was cool with, like right now, let's say if I'm right now, people I'm back with home with cool or whatever. I'm cool with a few people back home and stuff like that right now. And all of a sudden, like next 3-4 years, boom, I'm a millionaire. Like just cause I did something and grinded for 3-4 years and became a millionaire. Some people may resent you for that just because you have the amount of money that you have. And also because of the fact that you may not want to just dish out and hand out money to people like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where the dilemma comes in too when it comes to having those issues. But ultimately, I think it's one of those things that you just have to be conscious of as you continue to progress. I feel like there is a void there, and then I feel like it's just also depending on who you are as a person. Because you, like I said, you may be that person that wants to get to that point so you can forget about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
That's some people's mission is to
exactly. That's some people's mission. That's why, and sometimes that's some people's mission, bro. And then there's those people that ultimately move forward because they want to bridge that gap. They want to keep that as a part of their history because so they can be, that example, right? Even if it's not like their overall purpose in life, it's like, okay, I'm making millions, so that way I can show people whoop-de-whoop, right? That way I can just show people these things, But it's something that you innately, I feel like for me, my personality, who I am as a person, I know that in my subconscious, that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm doing it for. Because I know there's a lot of people that come from where we come from that they don't have an example of somebody that came from the area to go and be it and go be and be that success that they strive to be, right? To achieve that success. Especially if it's not playing ball, because that's all we see.
Yeah.
That's the main thing for me.
Yeah, see the ball or rap, like, cause like you got people like Baby, you got people like Lil Wayne, came from there. You got people like Gates, Young Boy, that's from Louisiana, and like that's the main examples that the young kids like looking at for real. But like they don't see people like us, like engineers, as like they role models for real, or like they don't really see like investors or anybody like that come back. I feel like sometimes it's okay to come back on some flashy shit as like just an investor or like an engineer or like somebody who making money like on some like regular ordinary person shit.
Right, exactly.
Like, sometimes that's okay. Just come back and flex a little bit. That way it can look attractive to them too. You feel me? Because that's probably like the main reason why I feel like a lot of young bulls don't really follow up and like take that route, is because it don't really look attractive. We don't make the shit look sexy. We gotta make it look sexy sometimes.
Right, exactly. But they also, I think another thing that comes with that too is that they feel like with the tools that they have now, that's the only way they could really get to it, right? Because everything in the mind or what we're taught is to go get the quick money. It's like that's the quickest way for me to get to it is either hooping or playing ball, whatever ball, or being an athlete, or rapping, or slinging dope. Either one. That's all that's it.
Your story is like pretty much perfect, like to make it attractive to like younger kids who coming up and like have another option, because just the way that you came up, bro, like the downfalls, like the overcoming, like the ordeals, the the circumstances that you came from, bro, like, and really persevering and being the man that you are today, like you really have a inspiring story, bro. And like I feel like more and more people need to hear it for real, like, and just because I feel like it can heal a lot of people to see that example and see somebody who like really, doing something like positive, you feel me, from the things that they've been through, like taking that full circle for real.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate that too, bro. That really means a lot to me, bro, because sometimes, we get caught up in this race of just trying to just get to it every single day, and it can get stressful. You know what I'm saying? It can get kind of hard just trying to go through it. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta give you your flowers like right now, you feel me? Because like tomorrow ain't guaranteed, you feel me?
Yeah,
so just give people their flowers while they here, you feel me?
Yeah, bro, and I definitely appreciate that too, bro. Like honestly, all my heart, for real. Like it's good to hear that, son, because sometimes like who knows, it's probably plenty of people like me that's doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But they don't get their flowers, or they're not acknowledged that they should be. And I'm really going to do like on this podcast right now. I'm gonna do that shit so fire, bro. You ain't gonna even expect it. You're not even gonna even expect it, bro. Like
exactly.
It's I'm gonna make it so magnificent and so magical that you're not gonna even know. You're not gonna even really understand the journey until you actually get told what the journey actually was. Like that's the type of story that I'm building right now. You know what I'm saying?
I like it, bro. Yeah,
Like,
we building it, actively building it right now.
exactly. That's a part of it too. And this is the platform for it. And that's why we're doing what we're doing, because we, not just me, but you. Like, there's a lot of people and some things that you've been through, bro. And then we've been through a lot of stuff together where it's like some people, I know a lot of people I know people that have dealt with a lot of things that you've been through. You feel me? But just never found a way to really overcome it. You know what I'm saying? Really push forward for themselves. So I gotta give you your flowers too, because a lot of things that you're going through is not easy to overcome too. And you know, that's something that's gonna be told when we partner on what we partner on. You feel me? That's gonna be something that's gonna be told
I feel like you, bro.
In the things to come. In the things to come, it's gonna be something that's gonna be told that way. Like, it's not something that we could just talk about. It's something that's gonna have to be written down and documented for history. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying?
That's gotta be out there. But now, bro, because you hit on something real good. You talked about people not having examples from where they from, but I always go back to think the examples that we did have. Like, for some reason, there's like a level of resentment, like you're talking about, with people who are still there, with the people who made it out. And like the people who are trying to come back and actually feed the information and give the people the game, but there's still the resentment there. But like, how do we break past that? Because we hear all the stories about people who done passed, like Nip, Dolph, Young Greatness. He came back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do we do? Like, we damn near gotta be grateful from a distance.
Right. Dog, it's tragic, all that stuff. And I actually knew Young Greatness too. Like, I used to train with him. Like, my trainer trained him. Like, we hung out. We worked out a couple times together. You feel me? Chopped it up. And he, like, individual, like, coolest person ever, bro.
Seems like he's super cool,
bro. He's cool, bro. Like, his energy was so good, bro. And he was always talking to us about just giving back to the youth, like how he loved, just like especially when it came to football. He loved football, bro. So that's a lot of the workouts he did was football specific, like, because that's how much he actually liked football for real. You know what I'm saying? But it's I think the mentality of just like that crabs in the barrel mentality comes a lot from the system we've been placed in. Like, talk about Jim Crow era. Like, Jim Crow is still here. Like, we just don't really see it. It's almost like an invisible hand, basically, right? We Jim Crow. It basically started out like that's where the colorism effect came in, especially when it came to Jim Crow. Because now we started separating our black and brown people by shades, right? So if you light skin, you probably don't get treated a little better because you're closer to the fair skin, right? But if you're a little bit darker, we're gonna treat you a lot. We're gonna treat you with less respect, because that's just the status.
I feel like a financial kind of racism almost,
right?
In a form of segregation and separation. Like, we kind of separate people based on how much they have, especially not because like you can kind of see what everybody. You can't necessarily like see inside somebody's bank account, but you're so connected with people just from visually. See what everybody has, and like now that's how we kind of separate people. It's less about what you look like and more about what you got. And somebody who might not have as much, it's kind of like that same concept, like somebody being light skinned, somebody being dark skinned. Back in the day, they might look at the light skin and be like, look at them, think they so like, and then when they come around, it's like they bashing her, like they mad at her. You feel me? But the light skin, like, bro, I'm just light skin, like, you feel me?
Right,
like,
exactly.
Like, it's not no down towards you, because I'm trying to give you the information to get there. But it's like it's a disconnect, bro, and it's unfortunate because it's almost like I can't blame the people who make it out and like who feel that way, who don't want to come back and give back, because like they literally don't want to risk their life. You feel me? To do
Yeah.
it.
And I just get sick of people saying that, oh yeah, because I'm in this situation, I can't make no money. No, bro, you can make money. That's what we gotta get stop like getting that financial, that classism, like right? Because eventually it's just gonna be the have and the have nots. It's not gonna be, it's not gonna be, that's what it is right now. It's not gonna be rich, middle class, poor. It's gonna be rich or poor. Either you got money or you have things or you don't. And luckily enough, and that's why I talk about being grateful. So being grateful goes back to you have to think about the type of society we live in. Yeah, especially for minorities, we are placing because of our environments and systemically how all the systemical background and the history of this nation and stuff like that, how we were kind of placed where we were placed at. But you can't blame the environment for your future. And I'm a living testimony to that. Fully in like full proof. You feel me? Because I could have like sat there and looked at my situation and it could have been like, bro, like there's no way I could get about the situation.
So I feel what you're saying, but then it's always gonna be like that person on the other end because, bro, like there's people that I talk to about this same concept. It's like I might say the same thing as like your environment or like your current circumstance doesn't have to be like it just sounds so cliche. You feel me? But like majority of the people cannot overcome that or like do not overcome that. Like, so like how much, because I feel like you gotta have like a certain amount of empathy too, you feel me?
Right.
For the situation because majority of the people do not make it past that.
Exactly.
So like how do we not come off as like dismissive, you know, but still push it to where it's like, bro, like you really can overcome this, but it's
we have to be empathetic, bro. Like you said, we have to be empathetic to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Like after, you know, it's not like we're not reaching back and we're not trying to give you the information and put you in a position. But what we have to do, especially being in the position that we're in and a position that a lot of people that we know are in, right? We need to not only reach back, but actually groom up. And we have to have enough patience to know that this is something that's rooted so deeply within our conscious, our subconscious, that it's going to take time to break those habits and break that mindset. You see what I'm saying? But it's also has to be a balance. Like the people have to meet you. The people have to meet us halfway. Like you have to want to better your situation, right? Not just say it, but prove it in your actions. I know a lot of people that say they want to change their situation, but don't prove it in their actions. Like, yeah, dog, I'm gonna do better, dog. Like a brother just talked to you 8 months ago. You're talking about you gonna do better, bro. When is that gonna happen?
Yeah.
So it's like, and I gave you the information. I told you, I gave you general ideas that you could go and expand upon. If you ever had questions, obviously I'm a resource. I wouldn't be bringing up those ideas to you if I didn't think that you could go do it yourself.
Yep.
But if you don't take the and then if you call me back again 3, 4, 5 months later, and we're still having the same conversation, obviously you didn't do the research because you didn't call me in between that time to ask me, hey, you remember that idea you brought up? You remember you talked about going to being a mechanic or going to get, being a truck driver or doing a brokerage? How do you go do that? What's the first step do you think I can know? Oh, and if I don't know it specific, I'm damn sure gonna know somebody that can put you in a position to do it and give you the information you need. Because that's what networking is for. Mm-hmm. There is not somebody that I think that we don't know in every single industry that is profitable. Whether it be finances, whether it be engineering, whether it be sports, whether it be logistics like transportation or automobiles. Like we know people in different industries, bro. Nonprofit organizations. We know people in so many different industries. So it's like, bro, if I'm sitting here and I'm trying to be a resource for you, like once you have access to me, you have access to all my other resources. But you have to show me that you actually are gonna do what you say you want to do.
And I feel like the only way you could do that, well, it's not even like a feeling. This is like real fact because, I'm still not where I plan on being, I'm still growing as a person. And it's like the only time I actually see actual growth is when I invest back into myself. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's something that we kind of been getting away from because information is so abundant now. it really don't hold no value no more. Like you can, like somebody can ask you something and you can give them the game on it, but it really don't hold no value no more because they literally can Google anything that they want. So like they've been information overload they whole really since, you know, since we've been born, we've been getting information overload because we're in a digital age now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like the value that we hold on it, it don't even, it's like the same thing. If somebody tell you that they love you every day, it really don't hold the same weight no more. You gotta show me in a different way. Like I can't walk into my girl and say I love you and then that should be it. Like I gotta show in a form in variety as time goes on, and they gotta build on itself. So like you can't just give somebody the game on something and they be like, okay, I'm about to just go do it. No, you gotta like really connect with them on some shit. Like it gotta be rooted in that. The only way you could do that is either through something that touches them emotionally or them giving up something and sacrificing something. You feel me? And that's why I was asking you earlier. I was like, bro, like what's things that like connect with people emotionally? Because really that's the only way to make people move.
That's true.
That's the only
That's very
way.
true. You gotta tap into people's emotions, like, because it's like almost like if you don't tap into them emotionally, connect with them in that way, then it's almost like it's just blank. All the information you're giving is going in one and out the other because they're not connected to you and trying to receive that through that line of communication.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and it's so hard to do it, but it's like you have to spend time with people and really be genuine about really getting to understand somebody, to connect with them and build relationships with them. Life is all about relationships.
And that's why, and it makes sense, bro. And that's why the hip hop artists are the most influential people, because music is one of the best ways to connect with somebody's emotions.
Yep.
They really connecting with people. It's not artificial. Like it ain't made up. Like people really feel like they know Youngboy or like they know Kevin Gates through the connection of that medium. So like I feel like in order for us to be able to impact people, we got to start connecting through these mediums and not just give information in like a unattractive way. Like it gotta be through art, through poetry, you feel me? Through music, but not like preachy music, but like still make it wavy. You feel me? Like how Nick was doing it. Like it was still wavy, but he giving you game. Rick Ross giving you game, but it's still smooth. You feel me?
Right. I was just talking to a parent the other day for one of the kids I coach, and he was mentioning how one of his friends that he knows actually teaches his class. He's in education, and he teaches his students history, like Black history through hip hop, like through rap. And he drops an album every Black History Month. Yeah, teaching history, every Black History Month always does it.
I have to tap into that.
You feel me? And
we need to get him on an interview.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to him. I'll reach out to him and ask about it and just see and get more information on him, because we just kind of briefly talked about it. But he was he mentioned how he teaches his students through hip hop, and they really be getting understanding it. And if you notice, like even it has some videos that popped out every now and again of some people really spitting some information, like through music and through like especially visually now with videos, stuff like that, TikTok and all that. That like when you listen to it, it's like, oh, it's kind of hard. Hold up, like, you know what I mean? But it's like because they were able to deliver that message because they had connected with us emotionally, you know, through the music, and then through visually through the music video, right? So if you it's one thing to make the music, but if you can make a music video with it and make it visually appealing and make it interesting, oh yeah, you got the whole game down pat. So, you know, all that is to say is just like we have to show gratitude to people as well. Like to the people in our lives. That's how we can emotionally connect to people too. Show gratitude. Just telling us complimenting people. We can compliment people. Hey, bro, like when you sent me that voice message the other day, When he was like, bro, I just really appreciate you. You know, all the other good stuff that you had sent to me. I was like, dog, I really appreciate that was a highlight to my day.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because it's not like everybody going around every day saying, yeah, I appreciate you, bro. You do this, that, and the third, woo. Everybody not going around doing everything. But imagine if we did more of that too with each other.
Mm.
We show gratitude to people for just being who they are. Even when they're not perfect, we still appreciate them for who they are as a person and what they do and what they've done and what they're trying to do and what they're aspiring to do and what they're moving to do every single day. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like it's contagious too once you get to that point. Like you're gonna be looking at the world differently. Like you're gonna be looking for things to be grateful for instead of looking for things to be upset with. You feel me?
Yep.
Dang.
Yep. Because now you're getting complimented. Like, yeah, I really appreciate you. If somebody's speaking positivity into you, you're going to start to look at things more positive, right? If somebody's starting to talking negative to you and talking down to you, you're not going to, be thinking about those positive thoughts, or even be thinking about complimenting somebody else. That's how I felt. I was like, shoot, I was like, somebody told me they appreciate me, and then I told somebody his shoes was nice the other day, and then I told somebody their jacket was nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just giving them little compliments and stuff like that. You feel me? And that just makes a difference in people's day. And that might be able to affect their life. They might look at that might change their whole perspective for that day.
You might.
You know what I'm saying? But you never know if you don't do it.
Yeah. And I really just, in that moment, I was just like, man, like, what's the point of me just keeping this, to myself? Like, I need to start letting people know, when I really do appreciate them, bro. And just keep that positive energy. That way they know. Because sometimes we can just do things and like sometimes we don't get like that reassurance. It's like we kind of forget, like the traits or the things that make us who we are,
Right.
Like
yeah.
we lose track and like lose that consistency. So like just telling somebody like, bro, like what you did for me, like that really meant a lot. Like it really meant a lot to me, That way they know, and it's like, damn, like okay, like I mean, I knew I did something great, but like now I know, you feel me? And it's like now I can just keep reproducing that and reinforcing that as my personality, as who I am, and like spread that to other people, because like other people might need support, other people might need more love, more positivity, a good friend, you feel me? And like now I can keep spreading that because somebody already told me I impacted their life with it, you feel me?
So. Exactly, bro. Like we got to think about it, like if we are made in God's image, if we are here to create, right, and God has angels, why can't we be one of God's angels down here on earth? If we're meant here to serve people, like think about it, even his disciples, right? They were like, think about it, those are his angels here on earth. You feel me? They spoke the gospel. They talked about God. They edified him. You feel me? Even though they had their own issues, they had their own downfalls, they had their own stories like everybody else. But you have to fall to get back up. You feel me? So why can't we be the angel? We are, we looking for angels to come help us. Why can't, we be the angels in other people's lives? You feel me? To be able to help those people. You don't have to be nothing magnificent.
You can't be an angel if you're always looking for one.
Exactly.
I feel like a lot of times we always looking for one, and that's putting you in that state of like neediness, that state of victimization, that state of you holding back love because you gotta hold it so close to you. You gotta hold it so close to you because you don't want to lose it, instead of you giving it and getting it back. You feel me? Keeping it so bottled up. You feel me? You really cutting, and that goes into the flow, like how you say the flow state, flowing like water. Like when I try to say, I like to make music, as my creative outlet. Whenever I'm in a state where I feel bottled up and like I'm not flowing, the song don't come out good. But whenever I like just release and like be free, and like have no boundaries to how I feel and like just really express myself through my music, like let my really open it up and just, you know, talk and speak, sing, you know, however I feel. That's when I make my best music. Because the energy is flowing through me freely. You feel me? And I'm really speaking my truth. And when you speak your truth, that's the purest form of self that you could ever be in. You know, you could tell when somebody closed off and not giving you the whole thing. Not really giving you their whole thought. You know, they holding something back. You could feel that because it's an energy through your voice. You feel me? And like you can hear like there's missing pieces in what they saying, like they popping it up. But like when you really in that state of flow, in that state of peace, you could feel it. You could feel it through the frequency. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's why some of the best songs is when somebody really just talking that shit. You feel me?
Right. Just on that, just talking, and it hit every line they hit, every line they saying is just hitting. It's like, yep, I was feeling just like that. Yep. Yep.
And you could tell when somebody made a song and it's just like, oh, they just put something out.
Yeah, that's very true. That's what we have to operate. That's what we got to aim to be at, though. We got to try to be in that flow state. And I feel like on top of being grateful, like once you become grateful for being in that flow state, right, bringing it back to that, once you're grateful, now you have things to be grateful for. Now you can go serve other people. I feel like service is a big part of that, getting to that flow state. And when I say serving, I don't mean like it doesn't have to be, okay, you are going to the homeless shelter every single weekend and offering up 8 hours of your time. Like, no, just adding value to somebody, you know what I'm saying? Helping somebody get through whatever they're getting through, or trying to help them get to a better position than what they were before. Because you may have a key skill, a key strength that may be somebody's weakness. You feel me? And being able to connect people in that process. I feel like that's what I love doing. That's why if I was to go be a scout, oh, bro, I'd be the most phenomenal scout in the world, bro, because I'm always looking at people for their strengths and where they can fit into, and where I'm always looking at people for where, you know, their key skills, their key traits, and where they can fit, and find how to find a place for somebody to fit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always looking at, and that's not just from like an athletic perspective, that's from a life perspective. If you say you're good at this, oh, I know somewhere where you could I know somebody that you can connect with to get you to either learn more about what you want to go into, or to put you in a position to use that strength that you already have and develop and let it flourish. You feel me? See, I'm all about development. If you can put yourself in a position to develop yourself, then you're going to be fine. Like, I've literally picked teams because of teams to be on and stuff, because I wanted to develop myself as opposed to just going and getting some wins under my belt. You feel me? And that's what the aim should be, to constantly develop ourselves, to constantly show gratitude and add value to people. And once you do that, then you're going to be in your flow state. To be honest, like once you do those things, you're just going to be there. Like, you ain't going to even know you're there at that point. You're just going to feel it. You're just going to be in it. It's nothing that you can manufacture, nothing that you can just string up and just say, okay, boop, flow state on. It's not a button you can press, none of that. But it's also a process. It's very tricky. It's a process as well that you're going to have to go through. But when you're in it, you're going to know you're in it. Because if you do ever come out of it, like even if you step out of it for a second, you can be like, whoa, like that's a feeling you're gonna have.
Yeah, bro. Because that's like, really how I feel after every pod, bro. After every pod, I'd be like, I hit the button and be like, oh, like it felt like I was in a whole different universe for a minute, you know?
Like, we're having a conversation right now through Zoom right now, and I forgot what time it was because we've literally been sitting here talking for about an hour, and I didn't even realize it was an hour. Because we're in our flow state right now. We chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? We haven't stuck, honestly, right now, we didn't stick to some of the stuff that we said we was going to talk about, but we talking, we flowing right now. And this is the content that we want to put out because it's our podcast.
Yeah.
It's our podcast, and we can do whatever we want.
And like, I'm kind of glad that it went this way because like I feel like we hit on a lot of things that kind of needed to be spoken on for real.
Yeah, most definitely. Yes, most definitely, bro. And that's what everything we spoke on was what was sitting on my heart. So as long as we speaking from the heart and we doing what we do, it don't have to stick to the script. You don't always have to stick to the script, y'all. Like,
we didn't take no notes for this one today. We really just
none, zero. This is all off the dome.
Earlier, made sure we was on the same page.
This is like a Wayne. This is 08 Wayne's, no ceilings, like off the dome. Like this is like 1,000. This is like 10,000 bars. Like yes, this is. This is that. This is what the flow state is. You dig? Like that's what we doing.
It's Sway in the morning. Yeah.
He said Sway in the morning. Freestyling. Oh shit.
It was a good one though.
Oh yeah, man. And to all the people that's watching, just continue to, just I don't know if you have anything else. I was kind of end it off, bro.
Yeah, I kind of I don't know how long we've been on, but yeah. Just go ahead and do the outro. Thank y'all for coming. You feel me? Look in the show notes. We're gonna put some stuff in there. All the resources, references that we need in there. Also, next interview is gonna be not this weekend, but the following weekend, March 19th. So yeah, look into that. We're gonna have my brother Vernell Watts on. Gonna be talking to y'all about credit, and how to effectively pay off your credit during tax season. How to use that money to kind of increase your credit, and then you can use your credit to leverage and buy things. Because that might be a smarter move. So I'm gonna let him kind of get into that. That's his expertise. So yeah, man, that's really all I got.
Oh yeah. You talk about that, bro. I haven't learned that. It took me a while to learn that, for real, honestly. So that's something that really needs to be talked about. So y'all stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a good one. We always bringing people on here that's gonna add value to you. That's always gonna give you some type of information that you can leave here with, because that's what we're here to do. That's what the platform is for, to just inspire people. Not only to inspire and motivate and develop people personally, professionally, financially, but just to be able to be more aware of what all the information, all the good information, right? Because all information ain't good information. Right. Make you aware of the good and correct information to have that can help you build the life and build the success that you want to see in your life, whatever that may look like. Everybody ain't the same, but that's what we're here to do, bro. That's what the Workman Network is here to do, and that's what we're doing day by day. You know what I'm saying? We're here to make you future proof.
Yep.
Forget everything else. Future proof. We want you to be ready, locked, and loaded to tackle your future, whatever that may look like, whatever you want it to look like, because you can create it and do what you want to do, and that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, bro.
You feel me? So
that was a key point that you hit. All information is not good information, man. And we here at the Workman Network, we have a system that we use to curate what type of content we're going to put out. It's got to be centered around relationships, your health, your body, your finances. You feel me? What else? What else we got? Spirit. We talk about spirit.
Yeah, spiritual. Yeah.
You feel me? Like it's
emotions.
We only hitting on the core topics that's going to build wealth in all aspects, not just money, but all aspects of your life. You feel me? And we not feeding you no fluff, nothing outside of those things, outside of that system is getting put in this platform. So you're not gonna be confused. Some people, they like to just throw things in their platform, but nah, we real structured over here. You feel me? Giving everything you need. So yeah, bro, you're in good hands, and I love y'all. Peace.